Everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Rewind the Tape. I am none other than your friendly neighborhood soda whore as I am today. The cream soda rises, and joined as always by my Robin. In this case, my detective, oddly connected Robin, Ben Rainer.
Okay, can I mean James Gordon? Why do I have to be Robin?
The first, because Batman and Robin, man. Fine, in this case, he's Jim Gordon. He comforted me when I was a little kid. My parents died. I win! I broke them.
I needed that, man. I needed that. Man, that kind of a day.
We are here to wrap up the Christopher Nolan trilogy of the Batman movies. It is The Dark Knight Rises. Like I said, the third part of the Christopher Nolan trilogy came out in 2012. I personally like it, and I view it, I've said this multiple times, I view it like The Godfather 3. It's a good movie that had to follow two great movies.
I agree with that. There are some flaws in this that I don't get, but yeah.
Yeah. This is, like I said, the third part of the series. This one introduces multiple new characters. We have Catwoman, portrayed by Anne Hathaway. We have Marion Cotillard, who plays Talia al Ghul / Miranda Tate. Who else do we have in here that's new? Oh, yeah, of course, Tom Hardy as Bane. Everything okay there, Ben? Hello. Hey there, Brennan. I think Ben is suffering hearing problems right now. Everything okay? Talk to me, Ben. Hello.
I'm sorry. There was something wrong with my audio.
All good?
Yeah, all good. I'm sorry.
No worries. I tried to get as much as possible.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, so we have the three villains. Well, one of them, I guess you could call like a tweener, which is Catwoman, and then you've got obviously the two villains, Miranda Tate / Talia al Ghul and Bane. What do you think of the villains of this movie?
I like Bane for the most part. I don't like what they turned him into in the final 20 minutes of the movie. Maybe 10 minutes.
And what about Talia al Ghul?
She's okay with an awful death.
She's what, sorry?
She's okay with an awful death.
Oh, of course, yes. The first time you watch it, you might not see it coming. No, wait, if you know your comic book lore, screw that. You definitely see it coming that it was Talia al Ghul. It's not exactly a great twist, but what really sucks is, yes, when Bane is introduced, he's this badass. You think he's the one running the pulling the strings, but it turns out, no, he's once again a henchman. Bane is not a henchman.
No, he's not.
And I agree with you, Brennan. I like and I love this movie. It's, like I said, similar to Godfather 3. Good movie that had to follow two great movies.
What did you think of Tom Hardy as Bane?
I liked him, and the voice never bothered me. It doesn't bother me. But I think he is incredibly intimidating as Bane. Like, I would not want to run into, well, Bane in general, but this version of Bane in an alley.
Do you feel it, Charles?
Oh, frig, man. Yeah, no, the lines he delivers, it's like, it's just so matter of fact. Like, I'm going to hurt you. There's nothing you can do about it.
And he's big, but really he's not that big. Like,
and that's an interesting take on this, where instead of a drug to like make him this giant Hulk, it's a drug to help him survive that just happens to give him enhanced strength, and he's not this overall big guy, but he could still kick your ass.
And you still feel like he is. Like, to me, whenever I see Bane, up until the reveal, he seems humongous, even though he's not, if that makes sense.
No, it definitely does make sense. It's more perception is reality. You perceive he's big, therefore you think he's big.
And even though I think that in the movie where we get the least amount of Batman screen time, right? He's been pretty awesome as Batman, Christian Bale, I mean.
Oh yeah, like Christian Bale's performance throughout all of these movies is incredibly, incredibly good. And this one especially because now he's got to play an older Bruce Wayne, a broken down Bruce Wayne, a Bruce Wayne that has literally got to crawl up from the depths. Yeah, it's amazing. You know, I've never thought of that. A muffled Sean Connery.
Yeah, I see that. I agree.
World that to Marx Brothers.
Oi,
Yeah.
oi. What did you think of Gordon Levitt as what was his name?
I've got it right here. Hold on. John Blake.
Not Sean Blake. What did you think of Sean Blake? What?
Jonathan Robin Blake.
Oi.
I
He
will say
wasn't Robin. He wasn't Robin. Let's get that out of the way.
oh, of
He
course
was
not.
not.
Of course not. No, here's the thing. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt's really good in this movie. I just don't like the character because
Interesting.
people remember saying Ray was a Mary Sue. This guy's the Mary Sue. Like, I mean, he's able to figure out that that Bruce Wayne is Batman just from this look on his face. Like, I mean, it's almost like he's too smart for this world. It doesn't. I don't know. The character just doesn't work for me.
Well, after all, he is a detective, right? I mean, he's supposed to be.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that for a detective, that's a pretty big leap in logic, especially because he figured that out as a kid.
Okay, but okay. You not fight you on this, but I agree with you. But you have to take this movie. You have to take a couple leaps of logic. Second of all, somebody once
It's not that I mind that he figured it out. It's how he figured it out.
Okay, that's it.
It was too easy, is what I'm trying to say.
Somebody once pointed something out to me about this movie, and once I thought about it, it totally makes sense.
What's that?
How the hell did they get cable TV down in that cave?
Right, and also, how the hell did he make it back to Gotham so fast?
Right.
No money left. What did he call in favors?
Okay, well, he's broke, but he might be a rich person's broke. Which means he might have a little money saved somewhere.
Yeah, maybe that.
I don't know.
Or maybe, like I said, some beers. Yeah.
Well, no. Well, where was Alfred at that time? Maybe he told
Alfred
Alfred.
was trapped in war-torn Gotham.
No, didn't he leave? I thought he left before that.
That's right. By that point, he had left. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
And then, he comes back for the thing. Sorry, I confused him for Lucius Fox for a moment.
Maybe he told Lucius. No, I don't. Yeah, how did it? I don't know.
That's one of those things that just doesn't make sense. Like, it's just too convenient.
Like the bank. I don't want to say bank robbery, but the money heist scene. It's not solved during the day. The cold phase happens at night.
Well, it could be dusk.
Noon.
It is winter. It is winter.
Noon.
It is winter. No, wait, that's later in the movie. Never mind. But I mean, you're right. Again, it's another one. It just can. I think that one was just an error. That one just might be an error.
It's that kind of stuff. It's not a good movie for me. Great, in my opinion.
Agreed.
There's one too many. I don't want to say conveniences, but you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, no, I agree. Like I said earlier, there are conveniences, like especially John Blake's character being able to figure things out so quickly. But also, like out of the three, this is the one with the most flaws. Like they're all good movies. The other two are great. It's just this one has the more flaws.
Now, I heard rumors. I heard theories about it. Like maybe Nolan was already checked out during the making of this movie. Maybe he was already thinking about his next movie. What do you think happened, or if anything at all?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like from what I understand, originally they weren't supposed to do a third movie, which is why Two-Face was shoehorned the way he was into Dark Knight, and then all of a sudden they greenlit a third one out of because of how big the other one got, right? So I do think it's a little column A, a little column B. Like he was committed, but he wasn't as committed.
Now, one, I'm I'm jumping around here a little bit. What would you have thought if the Dark Knight ends with Two-Face waking up in the hospital, hard cut, and it opens in this movie?
It would have
Uh,
it definitely would have made elevated this movie if you had the Two-Face element, because this is the type of atmosphere. Like you could have kept a lot of the other stuff the same. You could have kept the Bane stuff. You could have kept the No Man's Land stuff. You could have kept the Talia al Ghul stuff. Although I would have kind of put her more kind of like she is in the comics, but that's just me. You could have added Two-Face in there as like the third villain in a way. He's like the villain. I wouldn't necessarily. It's actually a tough call because I mean you could have all three, but it's just like would you sacrifice one in the middle of the movie? But what I was trying to say was like this type of environment that is created in this particular film, Two-Face would have thrived in because it's chaos. I guess that was a long-winded way of getting there.
yeah, no, remind me again, I'm sorry. Who are the three? It's Bane?
It's Bane, it's Talia al Ghul, and then you could argue Catwoman at times. She's more kind of the half and half. So it's two and a half. Two and a half. She's got 1 foot on each side of the coin.
Would you have taken that Catwoman for Two-Face?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because I do like Catwoman in this. Don't get me wrong, but it's Batman getting the happy ending. It's like,
Yeah.
it doesn't quite work. So yeah, I would have swapped Catwoman out for Two-Face. That's what I would have done.
Or maybe keep Catwoman, but take down Sean Blake Nelson. Oh, Sean Blake.
Yeah, that actually would be. Yeah, that's true because honestly, he's not really needed. He's there to say, yeah, you should go back and do it, but there are other characters there too who can do that.
Yeah, to be honest, what he was there for, I think he was there to represent that the Batman was more than just one person. It was more than a mantle because
Well, yeah,
at
no,
the
that's
end of,
the movie, but I don't buy it.
you don't think he would have ended up being Batman at the end of the movie?
I don't. Yeah, you know what? He could have. Like, part of me thinks he would have done his own thing, but yeah, I think he could have done Batman, but his own way. Kind of like how in the comic books, Dick Grayson took over as Batman, but he did it his own way. So it was kind of like a half Batman thing.
I mean, if you stop and think about it, every time they talked, Bruce and Blake, you see Blake piecing together a plan, like, see how to do it, okay, maybe I could do this. Maybe the bat is a mantle. Maybe I could become Batman. I think he wanted to become Batman at the end of this movie, not
Right.
Robin.
I do agree with you there. It's just, do you think he is capable of being Batman? At least Batman like Bruce Wayne.
No,
That guy, like, think of all the training Bruce Wayne had.
I was about to say, we don't know his fighting capabilities. For all we know, he could be a Taekwondo black belt, for all we know.
Or a gymnast.
Oh, he's not Robin. He's not. Get that out of your head. He's not Robin.
No. I'm saying they could have. That come on, that's a possibility. Like, I'm not saying it is going to be Dick Grayson, but I'm saying you could. And I have to think about this. Gymnast. The Graysons were trapeze artists.
Okay.
Now we did touch on her moments, but now let's go on to Catwoman and Hathaway. Up until Zoe Kravitz in the Batman, my favorite Catwoman.
Oh,
Like,
Michelle Pfeiffer.
with-
Come on, come on.
oh, I'm in love with Michelle Pfeiffer. Like, I love that character. That's my favorite, but the best, in my opinion, was Anne Hathaway.
Okay, this might sound weird, and I don't mean this to be weird, but it might sound weird. Anne Hathaway wasn't catty enough for me.
You wanted to be her to be more like Michelle Pfeiffer.
Well, I mean, it's called Catwoman, not. I know
Right, but
catty.
but here's the thing, though. That's the Tim Burton universe where the names are literal. Right, think about it. The Penguin, a literal penguin. Catwoman, thinks she's a cat. Resurrected by cats. This is more in the line of what. Honestly, this is more in line with what is in the comics, where it is a cat burglar who dresses like a cat, but has this like very intense, almost operatic background.
But at least give her one or two cats. I don't think I saw him with any cats in it.
No, there has to be. There had to have been one. I swear there was one. Well, anyways.
Another trilogy got small piece of again is Scarecrow.
Of course, yes.
Return.
Making another cameo, this time as the judge of the kangaroo court, or whatever the hell you want to call it, in No Man's Land. Yeah, it's great that he's popped right up again. I just love it. Perfect character for that. Perfect actor. So good.
Now, do you buy the rumor, reports, or whatever you want to call them, that originally it was supposed to be Heath Ledger's Joker in that court, and not Scarecrow?
I'm saying it's plausible because I don't know what Christopher Nolan originally had envisioned for his original third part. Because obviously after Heath Ledger, it would have everything changed. After he died, I mean everything changed. But I mean, like I honestly don't know. It could have been. Yeah, it probably could have been.
You have to think there would have been at least one cameo with a Joker. You have to believe that.
Honestly, I think it was a totally different movie when Heath Ledger was alive.
Interesting.
I don't think. Like, I mean, I do think like it would have been more gritty, kind of like this one was, but I don't think we would have gotten exactly the same movie, if you know what I mean. Like, I don't think he would have been just relegated to a cameo because it's the fucking Joker.
Bane would need to be in it. Bane and
It's possible.
Talia.
It's possible. Like as it's like I said, I don't know what Christopher Nolan had planned originally.
I know it's kind of morbid to talk about, but it is kind of interesting to at least think about, right?
Oh yeah, for sure. To see a what if, and then I think it would have still have been the end of the trilogy. I don't think it would have gone any further.
Oh yeah. And Nolan said, hang on record, he only wanted to do 3, and no superpowered people in this universe.
Yeah, exactly. He wanted it more grounded and stuff like that. But no, like I said, I think what we got, I really, really enjoy. I do enjoy.
It was fun. And what did you think about? I don't want to say it's the bat cup here, but the bat.
They called it the bat.
The bat. Yeah, the bat. What did you think about that?
Pretty freaking badass. Pretty badass.
I remember in the theater with my friend, when that scene happened, when the reveal, it was so cool to see it light up and fly off, right?
Yeah, it was like this big giant like hovercraft. And what I like is that the look of the vehicles are all consistent between all three.
Yeah.
Or unlike in the Tim Burton verse, where it's just, especially the first two, where it's like you knew obviously they were bat centric, but they didn't look the same. Whereas these, they look the way they're plated, they look a similar model. It's so cool, so cool.
What did you think about Jim Gordon feeling guilty about how the last one ended and this one?
I like it. Gary Oldman did a great great job playing that tortured Jim Gordon, lying for the sake of doing the right thing. But yeah, I liked it. I liked it. Which Jim Gordon do you think is the best? Is your favorite out of the three movies?
Oh, well, I haven't hit the top 9. I think my favorite Jim Gordon moment is when they finally captured the Joker in The Dark Knight.
Mm-hmm.
Like those movies a little bit. How badass was that?
It was pretty badass. It was pretty badass. For me, I'd actually go this one.
Really?
Yeah, I'd go this one just based on his acting.
What did you think about him finding out about Bruce and Batman?
I like it because it shows like you know between them, like just based on who they are, ingraining all of the versions of the characters. You know their relationship is really good. But what I like about this is it took it to the next step. It means that he was already friends with him, but now he's in his inner circle now, and I like that.
Kind of like,
out of anybody, Jim Gordon deserves to be in there.
they're kind of like family.
Pretty much. Yeah, they're brothers, I guess. And I kind of like the way they did it. It's like years ago, you put a coat on me, and so it's like Bruce. I was like, I don't know, there's something about that. It's like I kind of like that.
I wouldn't call them brothers. I would call them maybe uncle and nephew.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
partners actually would probably be more etiquette. Yeah.
No.
They're on. Basically they're on the same level as Murtaugh and Riggs, and like in terms of closeness.
What do you think? Well, they might be kind of early to do, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Who's your favorite James Gordon? James Gordon.
If I'm being honest,
Yeah.
again, it was for a long time. It was Gary Oldman, but now I'd actually give it to Jeffrey Wright.
Yeah, my God, I've seen this movie.
Because he's an integral part of the movie. Like, I mean, he's an integral part in the Nolan trilogy, but it's just like he's in this one. He is more like Batman's partner.
Yeah, I got to see this movie.
You do.
Well, we'll get there next week, maybe.
For what?
J.K. Simmons, is he in Batman v Superman? I forget.
Justice League for one scene.
Okay, so did you like him at all? We might need to talk about him.
That one is honestly, it's kind of hard to tell because we only got him in the one scene.
Yeah.
I think probably he was the one that was the most closest to the comic books.
I think we are getting him in Batman.
I believe so. Yeah, I do think he is coming back. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, all right, I got 2 questions for you then. A, what is your favorite scene? And B, what is the scene that gets you every time?
I mean, you mentioned it. When Gordon figures it out. My favorite thing is to get me every time.
For me?
I
love that scene just because, yes, it looks goofy, but you feel the heartbreak. You feel the freaking heartbreak.
That's why you get Michael Caine. That's why you get
Michael Caine. Yeah.
Yeah. I know this sounds weird, and I'm sorry. Yeah, my favorite Michael Caine role. Austin Powers' father.
Oh, Goldmember.
Yeah.
But so is that also your favorite moment as well?
Yeah.
So I've got 2. So the one that gets me every time, obviously, an emotional level, is the "I failed, you must win" that scene. But honestly, my favorite scene is when Batman returns to Gotham City, the one that's on the ice, kicks the shit out of everybody, and then the big bat signal on the bridge.
You know what? I
And
want to
importantly,
name my
second place is the football game explosion.
Yeah, he won the
And we missed it. The opening of the movie, the plane heist.
Oh, with Littlefinger.
Oh, yeah.
Littlefinger.
Yeah, with Aidan Gillen as the role of the FBI agent. And they did that all practical, too. That's all practical. That's not special. Well, that's not CGI or anything.
Yeah. Really did CGI out his mustache?
No, that they did that in The Dark Knight with Heath Ledger's mustache. Keeping tradition with the Joker. Caesar Romero.
I'm half kidding, man.
So was I. I was not serious. He did. That's just Caesar Romero not wanting to change his look.
Woo! I'm going for the Henry Cavill debacle, man. The movie and their mustaches, right?
All right, before we go, one more thing. What is your least favorite scene in the movie?
I think it's a death.
It's the death, yeah, of course. It's
Yeah,
easily the death.
Yeah.
The death. And I will actually give honorable mention to the very end of the movie, the scene of the cafe.
You didn't like that?
I would have changed it a little bit. I do like it, but I would have changed it a little bit. Instead of focusing on Bruce and clarifying it's him, I would have left it ambiguous. I would have left it as Alfred sees him, and then and he's gone. And then when the person passes in front of the camera, he's gone. So it's like, oh, did he really survive? I would have left it ambiguous.
How did he survive? That's another thing I want to talk about.
Another one. How did he survive? It's like, did he jump out? Like, I thought autopilot was damaged, unless he fixed it unknowingly before this happened. Unless he fixed it and didn't tell anyone.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah.
Have you ever seen the how it should have ended of this movie?
Yeah, when it came out, but I don't remember it.
Okay, they knew that scene at the cafe, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're about to cut the black, and Clark Kent shows up, and he's like, "Hi, Alfred!"
Oh, yeah, I haven't watched those in forever.
Oh, they were great, and they did made one for No Way Home, right? And it's a good one.
Nice, I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
So do you have any final thoughts on The Dark Knight Rises?
No, man, it's a good movie, not great, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing. Like, it's a good movie. It's not great. If I'm going to watch out of the one out of the three, it's obviously going to be Batman Begins. Dark Knight's a close second. Dark Knight Rises, it's, once in a blue moon. I'm good.
Yeah, same here. We should, since we're here, talk about our feelings over the entire Nolan Trilogy.
I think it's one of the best trilogies that's ever come out.
Me too. And for superheroes especially.
Yeah, exactly. What? So you feel the same way then?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel this is like what Batman is like from in the eyes of an auteur.
Yep. I mean, it's realistic yet entertaining, action-packed yet a little funny, and has a little bit of everything. Realistic. I still would have had Katie Holmes instead of Maggie in the
Agreed. I'm with you there. And that's another thing too that we didn't touch upon is that while she died in the last one, her character is still felt because throughout the whole movie, Bruce Wayne feels like I could have had a life with her and so that. And then Alfred finally said, like, no, that wasn't the case. Like I do like that subplot.
Yeah, I would only be remiss to ask. Do you recognize the doctor that fixed Bruce's leg?
Tom Lennon. I had to think about that for a second. I was like, I was thinking, my mind went into the pit. I'm like, that's Tom Conti. Nope, wrong one. That's the back. Yeah, Tom Lennon. It's. I remember when I saw that, I'm like, that's interesting. Because obviously every time I see him, it's in a comedy. I don't think I think this is the only serious role I've ever seen him do.
And fun fact, I think I read somewhere, the white jacket he was wearing.
Yeah.
Wait, no, he was. Never mind.
Oh, I think you were thinking Sarah Chalk and How I Met Your Mother. The jacket she was wearing there is the one from Scrubs, and she put a pocket protector to hide the name of Elliot's name. Yeah.
Yeah. For a second, I thought he was a doctor too, and How I Met Your Mother.
Woo, okay. All right, Ben. Where could everybody find you?
Well, you guys can find me at. Where can I find me? At the Multiverse of Kicked Up YouTube channel. Mm-hmm. I'm doing new shows there every few days. Just deep dive and deep dive and
Jedi Academy.
Jedi Academy. Thank you.
It's not even my channel, and I know his lineup better than you.
Oh, it's not. Oh.
Here's an idea. Just put a list beside your computer, so you just read it. Your cue card.
You asshole. And then you can find me right here on the Northern Entertainment Group at we might take this at the Northern Countdown.
And you can find myself on my personal Instagram and Twitter at soda_the_saxman. You can find me here over on the Squared Slice. Next thing I have coming up on the Let's Get Ready Network, you will see me on Saturday discussing what happened in the week in wrestling over on the Dropkicks with Dagan. And then, of course, Sunday morning with Ben and 50 here doing Northern Countdown. So, and you can actually also find me over on Movie Hero tomorrow night with an appearance over on one of their shows. Like, forgive me, I don't know the name of the actual show, but basically we're going to be doing like a tournament style, I believe, on Action Heroes. So definitely check that out over on the Movie Hero channel. So on behalf of myself, Ben, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to like this video. Give us your thoughts in the comments on what you thought of The Dark Knight Rises, and we will see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.